10-minute daily reality check. In the background, we got Rhinestone Cowboy, man. Glenn Campbell. I didn't mean to scream at you back there. Just the light hit my head. Glenn Campbell, man, he lived a life. He really did. He lived a life. He took lots of people on multiple journeys. There's a lot of people who've taken people on journeys. Jack Nicholson's taken lots of women on journeys, right? Warren Beatty did it for a long time. He took lots of women on journeys. There are a lot of men and a lot of women that have gone on romantic journeys. Susan Sarandon, have you seen the way she looks now? Yeah. Fuck, she looks beautiful. She's been on romantic journeys with lots of different men. There are people that believe in Mr. and Mrs. Forever. They just go and they want forever. And forever sounds really good when you're looking at someone's eyes and you're on top of them and they just had orgasms and their fucking eyes look so beautiful and they say, I want to be with you forever. How can you not feel that in that present moment? But there's something I've always said. In order for two souls to take an extended journey, they both need to be committed every single day to being present. Not only that, they need to be committed to working through things that come up, because the greatest, most amazing feeling is to be able to work through conflict. And that's where you get to know somebody, when they get triggered, when something happens between the two of you, and all of a sudden, you know, the fucking Fruit Loops of the relationship starts wearing off and the sugar starts coming off, right? You know, all of a sudden you start looking and you say to yourself, wait a second, this just got real. So you'd said something really interesting just before about the journey. When you're with somebody and it ends, they just decided not to take the journey
with you. It's that they either, you had a time period together, right? You know, like when you're dating someone and you have this connection and you have this moment and it's great and it's beautiful for that time. And then something happens. It can either continue, they can go with you, or you guys can go along together, or it ends in some way. And I don't necessarily think that it's a bad thing that it ends. I think that we always look at it as like, oh, why didn't that continue on forever? Why didn't this go on for this long? How come it was only this thing? But I really think about it now, and it's like, maybe that's all that it was. That's all that it needed to be. And you had something for a moment, and then you learned from that. Hopefully you took something from that. You grew, and then you can continue on. And we were talking about this, like, because of the type of person I am, the type of person you are, you can go there with people and you can have these deep connections. And so why look back on the past ones if that was a bad thing, or like, oh, poor me, or if that was, or whatever, or if it's negative, and just say, hey, I can do this again in an even deeper and greater way.
You know, it's interesting. It's so true, because every single woman I've been with, I've been able to engage on a very deep journey. Just like my friendships, right? All my friendships. I don't just have the same friends. I'm not that person who goes, yeah, I've been the same friends since high school, you know? Hey, yeah, me and Jim, we've been together since 10th grade. You know, it was great. We both pulled Mrs. Edson's class together, right? You know, I've had friends from all different aspects of my life all over the world, as you have also. We have home away from homes, places where we feel really good with. And it's true. It's like that journey that we spend together. And the thing is, though, a lot of people end the journey, and they end the journey convincing themselves that the journey should end, and they end the journey in such a non-loving way. You know, it's clinical almost, the way they write. You know, it's not like, wow, you know what, I spent 5 months with you, and you know what, I told you I loved you 10,000 times and meant it every single time. I truly was in love with you. I was truly feeling everything I felt. But it seems like a lot of people end the journey and they deny the journey, right? Yeah, they deny, like, the journey ever happened. And
yeah, it was bad, and oh no, I didn't feel that way, or, you know, like, but you know what that is, though? It's just that here's what I've noticed. People have a hard time sitting and feeling, like really sitting and feeling. Only if it's good. Only if it's amazing. Only if it's the highest of the great. If it's anything other than that, people have a hard time sitting in it. And so because they have a hard time sitting in it, they cut it off. Like, oh, no, I don't feel that. No, like if they try to push it off as if that's not a feeling that they're experiencing because they can't hold it. Right? We were talking about space and being able to hold things. And I think that someone who wants to love and to go deep in love has to be able to hold all the stuff that love holds, which is the pain and the highs and the lows, the joys, the patience, like all the other things that maybe not be as sexy, but it's stuff. It's a feeling. It's a feeling, and you have to be able to hold it. And not everyone could do that. And so, like you're talking about the deniers, they'll deny it. They know that it happened. They know that experience happened, that relationship happened, but it's too much. It hurts too much. They don't want to hold on to that feeling, so they cut it off, and they do it in different ways.
It's amazing when you watch them cut it off, or you're involved with a love denier, and when you're involved with a love denier, it's unbelievable to actually be cut off. It leaves you reeling and thinking to yourself like, whoa, wait a second. Seriously? Can I give you a virtual slap in the face? Because the fact of the matter is you never really have the conversation with them, because if you have the conversation with them, it's really hard to listen to the denial. You can listen to someone vomit words at you for 20 minutes. And to me, man, if I can bank all the words and all the bullshit that's been thrown my way, I'd be living on a fucking island right now. We'd be sitting staring at the fucking Pacific Ocean with our feet in the water. My house would be gigantic in the background. 3 beautiful fucking maids would be fucking turning down our bed, right? They were all absolutely gorgeous. My daughter would have a room full of fucking fairy dust and princesses running around, and my ex would be living in fucking Alcatraz. So, words, denial words, it's like, don't deny your words. Whatever you say, own your words, own your love words. And if a relationship tends to veer a different course, Jesus, it's like, we've talked about this over and over again, but the denying is it's an insult. It's almost like you want to say to somebody, don't fucking insult me like this. I said, I was there in bed with you. I was there in the morning with you. I was there with your morning coffee. I was there walking around. I was holding your hand. I was looking into your eyes. I was making love to you. Don't fucking do that.
Yeah.
Especially to somebody like you or I, because you and I are not crazy people. You and I are some of the most intuitive motherfuckers that I've ever met in my entire life.
Yeah.
When someone does that, it's almost like you want to look at them and just go, you see my virtual fucking hand? It's slapping you against your virtual face.
I just say, I don't believe you.
Do you tell them that?
Yeah, all the time. I'm just like, no, that doesn't feel right. Something isn't. You're not saying something. You're not. You can tell. Can't you tell? Can't you feel it when someone's not being honest or expressing, or there's something behind the words that they're saying or not saying, right? And you can feel it, but they're not saying it. I can't help but call it out. I keep like, there's more. What are you really trying to say?
They'll never say it.
Sometimes you poke them in the conversation, you can get it out.
We're good pokers, and we're professional writers. We write all day long.
Yeah.
If you think about it, I dictate, you write. Same thing. We're constantly writing, constantly talking.
Yeah.
It's like, I poke, you poke. But there's some people that you just can't poke. You can't poke a borderline. If you've studied borderline personality disorder, you can't poke that. You can't poke the love bombers that we talked about. You just can't do it. You can't poke a narcissist. A narcissist are just simple sentences. You're an asshole. It's like, thank you for sharing that with me. I just disagree. You can't say why. You can't poke a narcissist.
Yeah.
There are just people that just don't want to own their shit. They live behind their lies. They live behind what I call the neat little stories with a bow on top. It's almost like, what'd you get for your birthday, honey? Well, I got another year of excuses, and I got another year of stories that I can tell other people, because you could see the way people tell the story about their past.
Yeah.
You and I have never been a victim in our past. Even with me not having my daughter sleep over, I'm not a victim in this at all. I actually helped create this dynamic.
Yeah.
I enabled her mother.
Yeah.
I enabled her. I took care of her financially for an extra couple of years, which was stupid. Everybody told me not to do it, but I did it anyway, and it came back to bite me in the ass.
Yeah.
Okay. I enabled and allowed my daughter to decide whether or not to stay over, because I didn't really know what to do, because I didn't understand the structure of being a parent. So I listened to my ex's fucking ridiculous fucking attachment parenting stuff that says it's child-led. So I didn't know any better. So I'll take full responsibility of it. So it's like, when you take responsibility for things, you don't turn into a neat little story. And when you meet somebody for the very, very first time, listen to their stories. I have nothing against any of my exes. Do I not like the mother of my daughter? Not at all. I just whatever, you know. But do I not wish her happiness?
Yeah.
Right? Do I not wish her love and the boyfriend that she has? I just wish that she would wake up and see that sharing a child and allowing a child to have access to both parents is actually healthy for a child in the long run.
Yeah.
Because being a personal development coach for 17 years, I've seen many fucked up people that, well, basically were being treated like my daughter was. You know, not having access to both parents, having a mother or father that wasn't present all the time. So people, you need to listen to someone's love stories. You know, if you hear somebody goes, oh my God, I can't believe the men that I've been out with. They've all been so awful. I can't believe somebody like me has chosen so poorly. I can't, really? Because if you got to interview the two men, you'd hear a different story. You and I own our shit. I don't trash. If I go and I look and I go, yeah, you know what, I'm going through some stuff with my ex, but I still wish her the best, you know? Everybody else I've ever been with, love, man. I fucking love. I feel nothing but love for all my exes, even the ones that I spent a month with and had expectations and it went nowhere. I don't remember half their names. But you have to listen to people's stories, and I think too many people are putting these stories in neat little bows, and you're right, what you said, we know better.
Yeah. Neat little bows are boring, and I don't know, I think it's kind of interesting. We've both been on this thing recently where we want to do less of the neat little bow tying, and even though I don't think that we do in general but you know, for your own standards of expressing honesty, you know, whatever that is, I think just being open and saying exactly what you feel in the moment feels really good, you know?
Well, you know, you and I have been on this journey. We're holding ourselves accountable for that. And I'm going to hold all of you accountable for it because that's the reality. I am just... And this is how you change a habit, 30 days. 30 days of saying what's exactly on your mind 24/7 turns you into Donald Trump, okay? You know, but there's good in Donald Trump. I mean, I'm not a hater at all. I thought he's probably the worst president we've ever had on a lot of levels. But on a lot of levels, he's the best president we've ever had. Why? Because he's getting people to finally think a little bit. And also, you got to realize that this man never should have been president, which gives the average person a chance to think, well, if he can become president, Trump can president, I can certainly do something.
That was the first thing I thought.
I mean, secondly, it might unite us a little bit more. Thirdly, it might make us a little more social conscious. But I truly am committed. I mean, this is, you know, late September now, and I am truly committed to saying what is ever on my mind 24/7 for the next 30 days, which means by Halloween, when people ask you and I what we're going to be for Halloween, I'm going to look at them and go, I'm going to be a badass motherfucker, and your costume, gay-ass fucking costume doesn't resonate with me. You're a fucking adult. You shouldn't look like Peter Pan. You know? So we have a pact, right?
Yeah, man.
All right?
I'm in.
Complete fucking pact.
I'm in.
I mean, saying whatever we feel, whatever we want, whenever we do, it's just blunt, pure fucking radical bluntness.
Yeah.
All right, I'm in. Who else is in? Anybody else want to join? Come and join, man. Send me an email. David Wygant right here with my fucking good friend Obi. 10-minute daily reality check. Do me a favor. If you want people in life to grow and to evolve, send them this podcast because I'm going to be fucking blunt. I'm tired of my audience being what my audience is because I want my audience to be bigger and I want 1 million downloads by a year from now. 1 million downloads a month in this podcast. And the only way it's going to happen is if I get your help. I'm giving you life-changing advice every single day, free, from my heart to your heart. So pass it along. Love me, hate me, do me, whatever you want to do. But know that radical fucking bluntness is here to stay.